Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool single-slot rotary payphone, and this is Pete's telephone from New York. And this is the initial checkout of this telephone. And it probably looks a little different than when Pete sent it in, but we'll explain why it's all apart. He's got a note here. He says he would like to have access to the top, meaning the front body, and to be able to use it, as a regular payphone, as a novelty phone where he can just hook it up to his telephone line and start using the telephone. So anyway, what had happened here is I'm not sure who drilled the lock out for the body, but that is right here. And probably looks a little different because basically we had to gain access into this lock. And so it was drilled out, but there was still no access into the body, so we had to go in and do what we have to do to get into the body. And so it's not a real pretty thing, but basically, there's a little pile of metal here. And so since it was drilled out, he was about 60% there, and then we finished it off and removed the lock, and then was able to remove the body. While we were doing that, I noticed on our initial checkout, because this is the initial checkout, that his bottom card had a lot of deep scratches in them. And so since they are original to the phone probably, I wanted to take them out and go ahead and clean them up and remove the scratches. So we did that. And there was some yellowing on the top card, and we removed that too. So the signs turned out pretty nice. And the only real way to work on those signs is to remove the front panel. Now they do have some set screws. There's one here, and then there's one up above. And you're supposed to pry the sign out, take the set screw out and pry the sign out. But with some age on it, and being original to the phone when it came in, we didn't want to take a chance. I don't ever want to take a chance on breaking those. So we always just remove the front panel. It's a lot of work, but it's worth doing it that way, because that way you can be guaranteed that you're not going to damage the sign taking it out or putting it back in. And so what we have here is just a bunch of the hardware that you have to remove to get into the sign. Now the other thing that we have here is we have the rotary removed. And I want to kind of give you a look at that real quick. This is the rotary that would sit in it. And we'll put that all back as we go through it. But for now, I'm just going to let it sit here. He also had a cash box because the vault just was locking by a T key, which is right here. So he had a T key. And then he had this vault that he sent in separate of the phone. It wasn't in the phone, and it had some stuff in it. It had probably what is the vault door lock. And then an orange cash box with some other pieces and parts that were in the phone. And this was probably attached to the cash box at one time somehow, or whatever they had. And then some screws. So basically and we'll move over here now. we can take the vault off with the T key and remove that. So that can be removed because there's no lock in it. So what we need to do is try to maybe figure out what we're going to do about locks, and I will talk to Pete. This is just some of the front panel items that go on the front panel once we put it back together again, and then our coin return lever and our holder for our handset. So it's just a work in progress now, and now that we have gained access into the telephone, what we're going to be doing is setting this telephone up for home use and getting it squared away. But these are really cool telephones, kind of give you a look at the inside. Now, a lot of these single slot payphones, they started installing bells in them, so it actually has a bell in it. What's kind of unique about this payphone, though, it's a single slot and it's a rotary. And that gives you a look at the board that's in it. Another thing that we found when we gained access into the telephone was some paperwork. And it looks like some records, and I'm not sure the date. It looks like 79. It says full coin box. So in 79, at some period of time, it was full. And then this just looks like some codes, some numbers to the route or something. And then 2/5 of 79, coin jammed in coin slot, also replaced something or another. So just some notes. And that's kind of cool because you never know what you're going to find in here. And we'll make sure that Pete gets that back. And we found a dime laying on the body inside, or on the base. So there's a dime here. So Pete's getting rich. And this is kind of what it looks like on the initial checkout. And we're going to start doing our checkout and troubleshooting of this telephone. And then we'll talk to Pete. I think we're probably going to install some kind of modular port for him so that he can simply plug this into any line cord, any length, any color that he chooses. And so we'll kind of go from there. But this just gives you a little look at this single slot rotary payphone. It's pretty cool. And they're built like tanks, so they're very hard to get into. And some of these side entries, because this lock is actually on the side of the body, so it's very hard to get into that situation. And if Pete is the one that drilled that lock out, he probably figured out just how hard it really is to get into one of those locks. And I have talked to some customers that have sent their phones in to have the lock removed that just, beat on them and worked on them for weeks and never were able to gain entry into them. So it's a very difficult situation. We'll get some more video of this telephone as we move on with the conversion and the repair of this telephone. Try to get you some more video of it. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.